Welcome. Today I am going to be talking about learning language lessons for living for 7th grade. We just finished up our first semester using this and I have a lot of people asking our thoughts. So today I want to open it up and talk about it, show you where we're at and our thoughts on it so far. Welcome to Learning with Boys. My name is Rachel. I am a homeschool mom. I have 4 boys. We are on our 17th year of homeschooling and I have graduated too. This school year I have another senior and a 7th grader, and that is what we are talking about, is his 7th grade language arts from Masterbooks. So I want to share just sort of a review on that. I have done a video before we even started, a look through and what each day might entail, and I'll talk about that a little bit here, but if you have not watched it, I will link it below and encourage you to take a look at that. It might help you understand more of what I'm talking about in this review. So we have done a semester of this and he is on week 12. Now we are more like on 15 or 16 in our weeks of school. And, you know, for us, every subject is going to fall a little bit different because, you know, this is a 5-day-a-week program. Let me tell you that there. And I feel like if you tried to double up at all, it would be a lot of work. So I want to forewarn you about that. It's definitely 5 full days. Maybe if you have a motivated child, the last day is more of a review page. So you're reviewing everything, almost like a little quiz. And you could probably fit that in on day 4 if you wanted to. So I will tell you that. But there can be a lot of writing, a lot of reading, which is good. It's a full program here. So that is why there is a little bit of everything in here. Now, I will tell you, our history is a Charlotte Mason style curriculum. It's from Heart of Dakota, and there's a lot of reading. There is a lot of writing, narration, and stuff like that in there. So some of this ends up being a lot of extra for us. It is good extra. So let me talk about it from the realm if you're not using anything else. Then I'll tell you sort of our review because of our family dynamics. So he is on week 12. On day 1, they do have a special features. Sometimes you'll be reading from scripture. You'll be studying a picture. You will be looking at a hymn, maybe a poem, maybe a few paragraphs from a book. So that is the first day. Then they usually have you write something about it, maybe a description of what you read, or your thoughts on a picture, or retelling a story. Sometimes he has finished like the stanza of a poem. And I think all those things are really good. Sometimes that could end up being a lot of writing for us. And in the beginning, it was going really well. He did fine with it. But there are times on that day 1 that if we have a lot of extra work, because it almost falls on the same day, and I've mentioned this in past videos, on the same day as when there's a lot of writing in this history. I've tried to schedule it where it wasn't, but then something happens and it falls back on the same day. So sometimes we will do it orally. We will talk about what he's read, or we'll finish a poem together and then I'll have him actually write it out. It's just different each time. So now, independently, if you did not have the time to sit down and do this with them, I would encourage them, because it says 1 or 2 paragraphs. If it's having you describe something, that I would at least say, if you can just give me 5 sentences. So that would be like if you were needing really for them to do it independently. And there has been times like that for us. Now, I want to share with you day 2. That is more of the grammar. And I feel like for us, that has been going very well. In the beginning, he really just started out reviewing the 8 parts of speech, and there are some tear-outs in the back. And I show you the back of the book in the video where I did a look through. And so I ended up just pulling these out to have a little bit of a review for him, because sometimes they actually want you to list the 8 parts of speech and things like that. So they start there. Right now, the last few weeks, it's been direct object, indirect object, predicate nominative, and I noticed this week it's going to be predicate adjective. And for him, that's been going very well, because I feel like those things are somewhat new to him. He hasn't reviewed those a lot, but it's clicking and I like the way they explain it. So I will tell you that much, but it is only one day a week, except on the review day, they will talk about it again. The third day is your communication, which is more going to be your writing. So the first day is more like an enrichment or a literature type study. And the third day would be more of your communication, your writing, and learning about, like back in lesson 10, he actually learned, let's see, let me show you the picture of it, about writing a paragraph and putting the topic sentence and then the supporting sentences and the closing together. And then the last week they talked about more of the topic sentence, writing the main idea, and they have some things for you to fill out. It's really hard to see without me turning it around, and plus he's written in it. So, and then they want you to write a topic sentence for number 3 on the previous page. So some ideas that they have written down, they want you to write a topic sentence. So for us, in that, he did the front page, he wrote all that out, and then the back, I let him do it orally. We discussed it. So, and not every time is it like that. For the time that he had to write a full paragraph, he wrote a full paragraph. So it just all depends on our day and how things are going. Now, on day 4, they have the worldview. And so it's beginning to talk about the different books of the Bible in chapter 12, which we're getting ready to step into. We've done part of chapter 12, but not all of it. And it's talking about each book and what it's about and the year that it took place. After you've done the front page, which is just learning so many things about the Bible, you are reading through Genesis, and then you are writing a paragraph and maybe some other things, sort of reciting what you read in your own words. Sometimes we have done this orally, and I think it's really great. But I will tell you, for us, and I'm about to do a video because I have to plan out this whole semester and some things that I am not going to be doing every week. And I am probably not going to be doing this worldview page. It's been absolutely fine, but we do have a Bible curriculum that he spends quite a bit of time on already. And he's learning a lot. So it's just another add-in for us when I could make this maybe 3 or 4 days a week of language lessons. So I do want to tell you that. Now, if you're just doing a short little devotional in the morning with your kids, this would be perfect extra study for Bible. I really do believe that. So I want to be honest with you about that. Each family is different on what they're learning. I think if this was my very first son going through this, that we probably may have all just done it together. That's sort of how we run with things. So, okay. So that is day 4. And then on day 5 is your review page. And you're just reviewing the vocabulary words you went over either the first or second, sometimes the third day, they'll add in a few more. And we haven't studied these really deep or anything. The first day when he has to either write them out or go over them, I just let him figure it out. And usually he has enough common sense to know which word goes with which. And then for the review, he will use them again. I think it would be beneficial maybe to even grab some of them and use them in the paragraphs that you're writing and things like that. So just to give you an idea, for week 11, the words were corrupt, favor, grieved, intention, prevail, regret, subside. And those were the review. Let's see. It may even be good I know at first they were matching, but then they wanted you to actually fill in those words. And really, we were just going over them because they were in the front of the book. In front of the first page, I'm sorry, not the book, of the lesson 11. So on day 1 is when they talk about it. So we probably would just talk about it. I didn't make him write them out. But then on day 5 for the review, they had them matching. And he usually would just remembered. So, but that's how his mind works. If you need, these might be harder words for some 7th graders. These might be really easy words for some 7th graders. I don't know. They're pretty much average for my son. Okay, I wanted to give you a look at what a day 5 would look like for your review. You're reviewing your verse, your spelling words, which is your vocabulary words, spelling those, matching those. You'll have a grammar review of what you learned that week. And then communication review, which is your writing. Worldview, you'll have some questions about that. So that would be day 5. Okay, I do want to mention something that we have done the last few weeks before break, and that would be to start with the special features page, just the first page. Sometimes it's a lot of writing, sometimes it's basic, so that sort of would depend also. But because of Mondays being a big day for writing for his history, that sort of just works for us. And then on day 2, he would go ahead and work on his vocabulary and also his first page of grammar, just finding out what the new grammar component he will be talking about. So he'll just do that. So on day 3, he would review the grammar. So that sort of helps spread that out. Now, we had also been doing the communication, which is more of the writing. So he would just do the first page of that. And then depending on the time, it really depended on the day. And we may save the second page for day 4. And if I did, then we would have skipped the worldview and just also did the review page on day 4. So just wanted to give you that thought of how we might be doing it. And I will mention that in my upcoming video also. So for us, I really think it's a good, solid curriculum, especially for 7th grade. The grammar has been helpful. The writing I think, has been good, but he does enjoy writing. So I'm not having to fight him over it. So he's the first one that's been like that. So I'm trying to think about, would my other boys have cooperated with this? And I would say in 7th grade, they would have. So then the worldview, I think for us, since he does have such a good Bible curriculum he's using that's time consuming already, that we are actually going to drop this. And you'll see this in my upcoming video where I plan out the semester with all the other curriculum we're using. So I want to be honest about that. So that really puts us to just doing this 4 days a week if I drop that worldview. It's funny that that was the one I'd be dropping because I do enjoy things in the Bible and we do have a Christian worldview, but I just think because, like I said, the curriculum is taking a lot of his time. We try to get Bible done in the morning. So when he gets to this, I just want him to be able to do his grammar and his writing and move on. And so I think we'll stick with the other 4 days and finish out this school year. So I'm excited for him. I think that will help in our time of finishing up this book a little bit quicker also. All right, I do appreciate you all watching. If you missed anything or if you have any questions, link them below. I'll do my best to answer you. And I do update videos, so I'll probably talk about this a little bit again, and then I'll do an end of the year review of most everything, I think. If you are new here and do enjoy homeschool videos, I would love for you to join us by subscribing. I do homeschool videos past and present. So, all right, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you again soon.